let's talk about the incident in the game. Oh, well, two incidents, but we'll talk more about the goalkeeper
Yeah.
incident.
Okay, you can go and you can explain what you think, and then I'll explain what I think, and then we'll talk about the second incident. Go ahead.
So Bayende is a corner. So Arsenal score their only goal against us from a corner. And Bayende is getting shoved into the goal by Saliba, who has no intention of getting to the ball. He doesn't even jump for the ball. And it falls to the back post where Calafiori just taps it in on the line. And VAR looks at it and they don't give it. Now, the same thing happens when Aston Villa play Brentford this weekend. And it's given. Martinez gets shoved by someone who's not going for the ball. And the goal doesn't stand. Now, I said last week, whether I agree or disagree, I just want to see consistency. So I could literally be like, that's bullshit. But if it happens again and the same decision comes, fine. But that's not what happened. So I'm pissed now at that. Because I was pissed going into the game, thinking about that. And we felt hard done by on that decision. And the second one was Saliba. Did you think when he took Cunha out without touching the ball, did you think that was a foul?
Yeah, I think going back to the first one, I think it's so interesting because referees give some referees will give a foul one game and then won't give a foul the next game, and it's like we ask for consistency, but the refs can't even follow consistency in the most basic things like fouls and handballs. So how can we expect them to use their brain enough to make it work at corners? I think the one where Saliba's pushing Bayinda, I think it's not enough to give a foul because he makes contact on the ball with his hand and he actually pansy pushes it away with his hand instead of actually punching it, which I think he could have got more on it if he tried. But I think Bayinda's actually just not a very good keeper, and that's why that happened. But also, if you're not going to give that, you cannot give the one on Martinez, because Martinez, much better keeper, but goes down like a ton of bricks and buys it straight away. And the refs protect the keepers so much sometimes that if they go down and hold their face, it'll just get called. And I just don't think that I don't think the goalkeepers should be as protected as they are. I definitely think the one on Saliba on Cunha, I definitely think that was a foul, 200%. He takes his back leg out, in my opinion. But I think the Bayinda one, you can get away with not giving that because it happens all the time, players backing up into the keeper or pushing them out of the way and screening them. It does happen, but then with Martinez, especially the shithouse that Martinez is, you're going to let him get away with that, lying on the floor like a bum. That aggravated me. I was annoyed at that for you. I was pissed. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean, look, we always say consistency is what we want, and all the pundits say it, and the players and the coaches. But it's just, if you're the victim of one of these decisions, and you're watching Ref Watch on Sky, that Dermo Gallagher bitch, right? It doesn't matter what the referee says. He's like, oh yeah, that's correct. And you know what he said about the Saliba tackle? He was like, oh yeah, it's just foot-to-foot contact. And they were like, is that not a foul?
Well,
foot-to-foot contact.
Yeah.
And then the guy asked him, he turned to him and he was like, okay, if that's on the halfway line, is that a foul? And he's like, no, I refuse to answer that question. I don't like those questions. He was like, no, if it's on the halfway line, is it a foul? Because if it is, then it should be a penalty. And he just refused to answer it. These referees, right, will back each other no matter what. And I get it in a way because really no one likes fucking referees. But if a decision is that blatantly wrong, you're going to piss off the whole fan base and you're just going to make the situation worse and they're going to hate refs more.
Yeah,
Fix
absolutely.
up. Anyway, did you want to talk about the other decision today? All these VAR points.
I think the one today, it's interesting because there's so much going on in that box today. So you had, who is it? So you got Bassi on
Mount,
Mason Mount, yeah. And one thing I'll say, right, is Mason Mount is running into Bassi with his hands on him, right? So they've both made contact with each other. So it's mutual contact there. It's not like Bassi's just thrown him, right? he runs into him, and Bassi sort of goes with his weight and moves him out the way. And I think that Mason Mount, obviously being like a weak little pansy that he is, gets absolutely flung about across the box. It looks bad from the above angle, but when you watch the angle where it's as you zoomed in on the players, it doesn't look anywhere near as bad, right? And I personally don't think that it should have been given, because play also went on for another 2 minutes after that and they called it back. And I just thought it just kills the game in such a weird way. Not that anything came off of it, because Bruno is, again, it looks like he's doing a Gerrard and trying to get Amorim sacked or something, because I don't know what the fuck he was doing there, but he blamed the referee for ruining his process or whatever. I don't know. It seems like Bruno's not hitting this season like he was previously. I know it's only 2 games in, but he just doesn't look there. A lot of that game, he doesn't look in this system really well, and it even looked a bit weird when you saw him run up for the penalty. He just didn't even look bothered. Do you know what I mean? He didn't even look bothered at all. But anyways, back to the decision. Personally, for me, it wasn't enough. I've seen Van Dijk do 10 times worse and it not get given. So, where is... Again, consistency is what we say, but, if Van Dijk does that, because Van Dijk is so much bigger and stronger, it looks normal, but because Bassey's actually shorter than Mount and he throws him, it looks a lot worse, I think.
Bassey's not shorter than Mount. Bassey's tall. He's 6 foot something.
He looks stocky and short. I don't think he looks that big.
No, he's quite tall. He's 6 something, because I remember we were linked with him. He's 6 foot something. He's quite big.
Anyways, I think the point really is that, why can certain defenders get away with it and why can other defenders not get away with it? That's...
Van Dijk and Liverpool, I don't want to make any accusations, but they get away with murder, those guys. And, the pundits love them, the refs love them, except for David Coote. But everyone else loves them. And
what about the push from Yoro on Bassey that actually makes him fall over and then Yoro heads it in? Well, it obviously was no goal, but is it surely that... 2 hands on the back.
Hands on the
Two
back.
hands on the back.
Hands on the back in slow motion looks bad, and it could be a foul. The thing is, I didn't see it at normal speed. I only saw it in slow motion. So in slow motion, it looks bad. But Bassey could be backpedaling, could be but again, this same thing could happen next week, and it gets given as a pen. I think Bassey throwing Mount. I've seen those not been given before, like you said, but the commentators said that PGMOL. Don't believe what they say, are trying to crack down on it this season, and they're trying to make it a point where if the ball is played and there's some wrestling like that, then they want to be more strict on it. But it's so weird, because why does it make a difference? So if he's running up to the ball and you throw someone, that's not a penalty? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's ridiculous.
So it's also wishy-washy to me. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's a penalty. But, of course, it's happened so many times it's not been. And I'm sure we'll be back here again referencing this point in fucking 3 months, probably. Because it's going to keep happening. VAR already giving us, according to Richard Keys and Andy Gray on BN Sports, 8 talking points. I haven't counted them, but there's a lot of, was it a right decision moments?